Hey everybody, it's Simmy Hugo here. If you have not seen my channel before, I am, what would I even class myself as? I guess a bit of a semi-professional rambler. I talk about all things Doctor Who. I do a little bit of The Sims and basically just ramble until I can't ramble for any longer. What I'm doing today, I'm sorry it's been a little bit late on this, kind of 2 weeks, but things have got really busy. In Britain, we can now go and get our hair done. I've not done mine. You can go and grab a pint, which is great. And work is all starting up again, and I've been super duper busy, so I'm sorry. I was also going to make this video a master's ranking, but I'm aware that that is very, very well-worn territory. I'm going to make it a little bit different, and what I want to sort of go through or explore and talk about with you guys is the Master actually inherently evil? I've got a few reasons why I'm asking this question and why I want to explore it a little bit. I rewatched a couple of videos with John Sim as the Master, with Michelle Gomez as Mistress or Missy, and I feel like I'm a bit more well versed with Doctor Who, especially in the classic era now, because I've watched a few episodes here and there, all which actually do involve the Master. I didn't plan that, but thanks to BritBox, I'm not being sponsored by them, I've been able to watch classic Who episodes. So I said I wasn't going to do a ranking. I'm going to do a little bit of a ranking. I feel like it's necessary, and I wrote, no, you can't, that's blank. I wrote notes. That also looks even worse. I wrote so many notes, okay? So I do want to explore that a little bit and give you a bit of an idea of what I think makes a good Master. But what makes someone actually inherently evil? And, you know, another point, what makes someone inherently good as well? Because we've had this, I don't know, stigma thing that there's been this, I don't know, what do you even call it? There's been these connotations, if you like, as the Doctor being, well, a Time Lord or lady now, that's going around saving people, helping out when they can. Peter Capaldi's Doctor makes really good points, if you like, if you want to explain what makes a good person, as doing things because it's right, because it's kind, because it's decent, and says that to Michelle Gomez and John Sim, who play the Master and Missy respectively, that's not what they do. But what makes the Master so evil? What makes him and her, or they, so hell-bent on creating destruction and wanting to be this person that just has all over domination over planets or worlds or cities or whatever they want to do? You know, you've got if I'm going to start with the original, which is Roger Delgado, you know, he is, and he was meant to be, this is by design, that he was meant to be this Bond villain, this, and you can tell even with the demeanor, and even with, you know, like even just with the goatee, that's, you know, he plays that so well, or played that so well, should I say. And we do get a good sense right from the off about what the Master is, what his idea in terms of what he wants to achieve in his lifetimes. But as it goes along a little bit, we get, you know, I understand different incarnations bring different feelings, bring different ideas, but his is very much set on, I don't just want to have this and that, I don't want you to stop me either. That's, you know, that really seems to miff him a little bit. But then we'll move on to Anthony Ainley, and it's very pantomime. It's very, you know, even so much so down to the costume, you know, the upturned collar and the mwahaha that he always does with his episodes, when he's, you know, telling someone a plan or whatnot. But I think the whole, don't want to call it camaraderie or friendship at this point, but there's an episode with Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, where they're fighting. I think they have a full-on roll around in this episode, and they just say, we don't need to do this anymore, we don't need to fight, we can really work together. That's pinching my skin. We can really work together with this. Then we've got poor Eric Roberts. Does anyone really know what that incarnation was about, because I don't even think that he knew what it was about. And I don't mean that in a, I'm not mocking him or making fun of him or, completely trashing his performance, because I don't think the performance was bad. It's just that it wasn't good either. I think it was just that he didn't know what to do with the role. So I'm just going to skip right on to Derek Jacobi. Now, if we want to talk about the split in what makes someone good versus what makes someone evil, if you go to Utopia in terms of the episode, not actually the place, then you will see how that switch happens in the blink of an eye, in the click of a finger, or in a turn to the camera that's looking straight at him. You can see it. He's such a lovable, kind, just, really, really sweet, although a bit, tightly wound professor that wants to get all these, dying humans or species to Utopia, wants them to live a better life and see things that are not going really, really well with the planet they're on at the moment, who turns into this insane evil guy, to the point where Chan, though, bless her, who has been with him for such a long time, I think she says something like, 17 years or something like that. That's a long time. That's a long time. And she gets electrocuted because that is just who he is. And I think that's played really well, because in my opinion, or in what I thought I wanted in a doctor, that did change. I always thought the master was meant to be someone that reflected the doctor, but on the opposite scale, was, didn't complimented him, but didn't at the same time. Until I watched The Dream Lord in Amy's Choice, and I felt like that was a better idea than the master. This is a very, very rambly video. Do you know what? I actually had a whole plan, but it just turned into this rambly, jambly thing.
Started well, that sentence.
It got away from me, yeah.
So what really does define the master as evil? We've got Sacha Dhawan's master. I hope I'm pronouncing his surname right. I think I say it differently every time. Who, what does he want? I'm not 100%, but he's evil. He's got that eccentricity of Matt Smith's Doctor, with a little bit of madness from, if you can call it madness, quirkiness from this guy over here. Can you see him? The second Doctor. He's got that sort of vibe to him, but just in the most evil way. And of course, he is destructive. He kills people on a whim, makes them those tiny little dolls. He is absolutely intent on destroying the Doctor. But is he? This is the thing, because then he goes and says, well, I've destroyed Gallifrey because of who you are. Oh no. Am I gonna have to go into this again? Oh, I'm gonna have to, aren't I? Right, so in The Timeless Children, he's talking about how he destroyed Gallifrey, how everything that the Doctor knows right now isn't true, how she is the timeless, I can't even say it. How she is the timeless child, and because of that, he's fuming at her and wants to create his own race. There's a theme that is going to come, and it will follow on later, of his own timeless children, who are, of course, Cybermen at the same time. And this is what makes me sort of think, is he inherently evil, or is it that they've been made to be evil? And the reason I say that is a few things, actually. So we've got John Sims' master, who, when the Doctor's talking to Martha and Jack, I love that episode, about, what happens when you look into the intempered schism. Some people run away, some people are mad, some people are inspired. And the master went the mad route. Obviously, he went to the runaway route at the time, and that was what did it. That was what made him you know, into the person or Time Lord that he is. When I think it's in Hellbent, I will not go into that episode any further. It's about that he's always been a black sheep, he's always been the bad one, and that he's always just been that bad apple. With Missy, it's very different because she's just crackers. And don't get me wrong, I love Michelle Gomez and I love her as Missy as well. She's fantastic and she exudes this, I don't even know what to say or what it is. It's more than quirky, it's downright eccentric and I love it. And of course she's female, and I know that shouldn't really make a difference, and it doesn't really, but it just adds that other dimension, no pun intended, that other layer of what Time Lords or ladies are, and you know how their gender really doesn't make a difference. They're all just, they just go around changing, regenerating, and whatever that incarnation is, they keep that same moral fibre, whether that's a good or bad morality, and carry on with what they're doing. But with Missy, and I know that this is a big thing for Whovians and fans out there, is that Missy has an arc of being good. But what gets me the most, two things actually that get me, is when Bill's talking to the doctor and she says, so more than anything, you want her to be good. And the doctor doesn't really know what to say to that. I don't even think we get an answer. I think it goes straight to a cutscene, or it goes back to the story in Wild Enough in Time, where they're just still going about their business. But does Missy actually want to? Is she evil? I don't think so, because in Dark Water, that two-parter, she talks about how they're not so different. They're completely the same but so opposite, and they're not as different as they think they are. I really, really liked that, because I don't think that they're that different either. Yes, I know the doctor is, or was supposed to be, a person who runs around saving people and helping out when they can. The Master doesn't really go so far as to interrupt what they're doing, because even in John Sims' incarnation, in fact I think it's one of the first lines he ever says is, I'm going to tell you all my plans and you're going to figure out a way to stop me. It's a game to him at that point, to him anyway. It's a catch me if you can sort of scenario. So I really don't think that they're evil. I think it's more a case of they want different things. Does that make someone evil? I suppose killing a lot of people and wanting world domination makes you slightly evil, but I think it's almost like a way that, and I mean, I don't have any, but I think it's like the way a child would play up for one parent but not for the other. It's almost like the Master just wants to irritate the Doctor more than anything, and wants to prove themselves in terms of how far they'll go to, I would say get what they want, but it's not always about that. It's not always about defeating the Doctor. The Master doesn't want the Doctor dead. In fact, he would rather, and purely I mean this because I'm talking about John Sims' Master right now, he would rather die than regenerate and spend it with the Doctor, but at the same time, he doesn't kill him. He doesn't want him dead. And I think it's almost, and I can't remember who said it, so please help me out, when the Doctor says, oh, it must be, I think it's in the end of time, not quite sure which part, where the Doctor says, I wonder what I would be without you. And it's really important, because the Doctor isn't exactly, the nicest, kindest person on the planet. We have them as the heroine or, hero, but are they actually that good? I am totally rambling now, because I had a really clear idea of what I wanted to do with this video, but at the same time, that was when it was meant to be a rankings video. So is the Master inherently evil? I genuinely don't know. I don't think so. Maybe it's because I love the character too much, but I honestly don't think so. But, what do you think? Am I wrong? Is it just because I really like evil characters? I don't know. Is it because there is a good side to them after all? I don't know. Is it because you feel like they've been, made to be this person or have these attributes about them? Again, I don't know. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know. If you want me to do a rankings, I will do a rankings. Like I said, I've got so many notes on it. I don't want that to go to waste. I'm aware it's very well-worn territory, so I don't mind if I don't have to. I'll just do it anyway. I'll do it next week. But whatever your thoughts are, let me know. Please like or comment or subscribe, and or do all three. That would be absolutely awesome. It will only take you 1 second, I promise, and it helps me so much in terms of my algorithm. I'm a very new channel and I would like to grow. I understand it doesn't happen overnight, but I would like to grow, and you guys would be a massive part of that if you could do that for me. So please, please do. I'm also on Twitter, and I would love to get to know fellow Whovians. I'm still trying to find my way into, the Whovian world, and, finding myself within the community. So that would really help me as well. And until next time, I will see you guys very soon. So if you like this video, please feel free to check out my other ones. I am on Twitter at SimiWhoGirl. I have my other videos which should be popping up now. If you would click to the right or the left, that would be lovely to check out what I've got. I've got another one coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled, and I'll see you very soon.